What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 commenter on YouTube. And I'm back with another review. Today I'm going to be doing Ready to Love DC. But before I get started, I want to say a big shout out to all my subscribers down on my last review of Ready to Love. You know, as the #1 comment on YouTube, I enjoy those comments. Just to really get you to understand, I'm pretty much satisfied in being in everybody else's comments. I have my own channel because other people encourage me to get another channel. They like my perspective and say, you know, you should have your own channel. You should have your own channel. And then after hearing it about 200 times, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start my own channel. So really, I do this for y'all or because of y'all. And that's when I say, when people are encouraging me or appreciate my content, that's the energy that keeps me going. Because really, I'd be satisfied just sitting on the couch and being on everybody else's channel without, you know, making videos and writing up notes and all of that. But I really enjoy what I do. So again, I appreciate y'all. I don't even need the likes. Just get down in the comments, say what you say, which is the motto of this channel. And again, let's enjoy one another's perspective, go back and forth, have fun, crack some jokes, and even learn some things. So again, I really appreciate all the support y'all give this channel, and especially in those comments. So let me go ahead and get into the review. Oh, one more thing. Because I'm a man of the people, I hear from a few of my subscribers, they're making suggestions. They're saying like, well, overall, we hear other people's reviews and y'all pretty much going over the same things. We're here for you and your channel. So maybe you need to switch it up. And in a sense of switching it up, meaning just do more of a reaction instead of a review of the show. So I'm going to take that suggestion in. So on my next video, which should be Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm gonna do that reaction instead of doing, you know, like almost scene by scene. So let me hop into the review. So it picks right up with off that weak cliffhanger they gave us last week when we didn't know if Naeem or Cornelius was going to go home. So we didn't know who's going to get eliminated. So the first scene goes to with compassionate Camille, because you know she's soft, she looks understanding, she looks emotional, and she's being a little dramatic. She's in tears, and Camille lets Cornelius know that he's not ready to love. Pretty much all of us figured that because how emotional Camille was from the last episode. So it's something that I picked up on, because you know I'm a very detailed person. I picked up on that Cornelius said it in his confession that I guess him going home was pretty much bittersweet, and he also felt relieved and at peace. Like, you know, he was stressed about everything going on, and he's actually going to miss Camille. And I want anybody in the YouTube world to reach Cornelius and let him know, of course, Camille ain't going nowhere. She know where he live at. We see how she pressed up on him on camera, so I could not even imagine what kind of entrapment she has for him out in the real world. He's a little delusional. So we go back to the scene with Zodia sitting down with Naeem, and she lets him know that he's still ready to love. And Naeem responds, you know, I called it like, it felt robotish. He was like, well, it was a lot of information, and I'm going to proceed with integrity, and I'm going to proceed with the intention of who I'm interested in. It's like, okay, that's wonderful. That's a part of the problem why other ladies aren't feeling it. They don't feel like he's, I guess, giving of himself or giving his emotions or where he's at. But, you know, if he's not interested in other ladies, you can't force that. But, you know, it's always been dangerous in this game to, let's say, put all your eggs in one basket. It usually backfires. So they go back to, you know, Camille breaking down, and she throws a curveball, like Tommy said. She said that pretty much she's going to self-eliminate because Cornelius is it. There's nobody else for her to even stay there, which makes sense because Camille has made it very clear with any and every man on that show that she has no interest in connecting, or she doesn't give off that kind of that kind of energy. And Camille told Cornelius that pretty much, well, what would be great if they could come back and show to the people like, hey, we're married now, we have kids. And Cornelius, he gonna smile his way through like, yeah, one step at a time, one step at a time. Any and every sentence he's saying to her is some kind of pushback, or it shows that like he's not really interested in Camille. And like I said, he really thought like he's getting rid of her. I'll be surprised if Camille already had her stuff moved in before he even got back, as a surprise. So we go to Phil and Shiloh. Shiloh and Phil are cooking, and they're cooking. And instantly I could really tell Phil is not feeling Shiloh. His body language, his energy is off. I'm a big energy person. You can even read it through the screen. And, he comes off very surface, because like in his like different dates when he meets the friends, he can charm you. But as far as getting into something real, that's really not Phil's way. So I would say even like Phil trying to even compliment Shiloh, it was like really dry. And it's almost like a backhanded comment, where more so he was like, well, you're open and you talk, but sometimes it gets kind of annoying or whatever. I'm like, he started from, of course you're beautiful, but you can tell it's not there. It's not there at all. So they're gonna Shiloh and Phil gonna play a game. I guess that was just laying around in the kitchen randomly. It's a game called Love Languages, and the game really exposed Phil. As I say, he's not really into her, and as she's giving him questions, you can see he really can't answer them thoroughly, and he's hesitant to answer them because he's not willing to express that. And I guess that's a part of it where his ex said that he has a problem with vulnerability, and it really shows. I don't know if it's just he's not feeling Shiloh, or he just has a problem with vulnerability, or both. So I guess to pretty much shut Shiloh up about him, showing or being intentional about her, he gives her like a little quick dry kiss. And even Shiloh picked it up. She like, that was kind of quick. You like pulled back, and Phil didn't know what to do. He don't know, but it's the writings on the wall. He's just simply not feeling her. He just kissed her to, just shut her up. So we see Dante and Aisha, and he said before he goes back to DC, he want to set up a date with Aisha. And I'm thinking like, where you gonna take her on a retreat? So his date is sitting on the patio furniture outside of the retreat house. So, okay, that's a date. Dante was pretty much checking in with Aisha and just also letting her know that he really enjoyed that massage date that he set up. And Aisha confirmed that, she had a great time as well, but like she just started to get all emotional again about, the Zodia situation. And I thought Dante did like a really good job in like pulling her back, because you could see instantly Aisha was like reliving the situation with Zodia. And he was like, calm, calm, just stay calm. That's over. You're right here. Stay present in the moment. And I think that would be like, I guess, a good trait in a mate that Aisha would need, because you could see that she's emotional. Because just going back to the dinner, I thought she had every right to be upset. I just felt like she kind of went too far with it. Like when you can't calm down or be calmed down, that could lead to a lot of trouble, and it makes people that are with you very uncomfortable. So that's just something he need to pay attention to. But he pretty much let Aisha know that he was very intentional about seeing where this thing goes. Sometimes it comes off kind of vague, but really you got to be ready to love. That don't mean you're in love. So as far as me and Aisha are hearing it, Dante really made his claim on her, and she's with it, and she wanted to hear that. So they're moving forward, and Zodia is going to be out the picture. And it's funny that Aisha always mentions Zodia, or Zodia mentions Aisha, because like they got a little thing going on, I guess, since from that dinner or before. So Aisha pretty much like, well, Zodia is in the back, she's in the rearview mirror, she gone, she done. Me and Dante moving on. So we go to Frank and Moomin, and they're having a date. They're down at the National Mall, and that's something just to see that. I saw it, as a native of DC. It's funny, like we've been living here our whole lives, and like We like never go there. People like spend their life savings to be like at the Capitol and the mall and see all the monuments and all that. I just think that's just like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like we don't take advantage of, but quite frankly, I don't think we're interested in most of that stuff. But there's a lot of things to see in DC. It just doesn't excite a lot of us because really that is not our area. That's a government area. That's a tourist area. We're from here, and we might went there when we were little children or whatever the case may be. And probably the newest thing down there is the African American Museum, like what Oprah had donated to. But I'm kind of torn by. It's like, wow, people flock there every year, all year to be there. I could go there every single day. It would take me no time, 20 minutes to get down there, and I could do all those things. But I don't know, just a thought about it. And so he's pretty much giving Moomin a history lesson, and she's taking it as such. She's like, Frank's my history teacher, and Frank is it's hard to take him because like to me he doesn't come off genuine. He just comes off like he's spitting game or whatever. He even come giving Moomin some ice cream or something. He getting a knock knock. Who's there, Mr. Iceman? Like what the? Come on, Frank. But Moomin gonna go for it. You can say hi to Moomin, and she got hard eyes or whatever. So that's just something. That's just something Frank does, and that's what Moomin receives. So Frank pretty much tells, while they sitting down in the grass, he tells Moomin that he's intentional about her and he's into her, and he presents her with a golf ball with her name on it and a date that they had, the group golf date, because he says he considers that's his first date. And Moomin is just eating it all up. She loves it. And as I said, Moomin will eat up anything you give her. She's gonna eat the ramen noodles, the steak, the whatever you put on her plate, Moomin is gonna eat it. So it don't even matter. I don't really see the connection, but Frank is pretty much saying he let Moomin know, like after he gave her the engagement golf ball, he tells her, well, I do have other women I'm interested in, and pretty much he's referring to Sydney. But Moomin is pretty much saying she can respect that perspective that he speaks on his intentions to get to know her or connect with her, but he's still letting her know that, hey, there is somebody else in the picture. So if Moomin good with it, I'm good with it. So we see Dante and Zodia, they're meeting up. And Dante pretty much says that he wants to meet with Zodia because they have some unfinished business to do. And right off the break, you can really tell like the energy is off. I picked up on that immediately. And way Zodia is looking like she's trying to be calm. She's like busting at the seams, like to get at Dante. Like she got something on her mind. She want to say something to him. And I kind of agree with Zodia where it came off like Dante was acting all normal, like they've been in contact or discussing things, and he wants to just hold a regular conversation because it comes off like you're small talking somebody or you BSing somebody. And I got the same thing with Zodia with that. I'm like, say what you say, be real about it. Don't come off starting, how's your week been? How's the weather and all that bull? Nobody want to hear all that. Let's be straight up. Let's talk about how you and I are dealing and interacting. But you could tell he was stalling. You could tell he wasn't like really just speaking. But I'm gonna say that's where I left the Zodia support train, because she started using like very strong words. I'm gonna say overall this cast used very strong words. And what I mean like very strong words, she's telling Dante she felt abandoned over the weekend. I guess because he didn't reach out, and during the deliberations, she felt unprotected and uncovered. I'm like, is that man your husband? And what she's talking about is learning that Dante gave Aisha a massage, and she feels like Dante should have told her those things because she felt like her being interested in him, that makes her look stupid. So, and I'm with Dante on this. He like, I don't know what's going to be said in deliberations, and pretty much this is a process. I'm not supposed to discuss everything that goes on with another person to you, to cover you, because are you doing the same with me? The answer is no. It is a process. People start locking into people, and And pretty much Zodia want this man to protect her and cover her and do all that. And I mean, that was just like really a turn off. And as I said, what happened as far as like Zodia getting upset, it set off one of my pet peeves when people say you didn't when they trigger you. Zodia, when she started doing them hand movements, in the face. Because with me, I believe when you start doing that, it leads to other things. Because to me, that's disrespectful. Like people pointing at your face. I gotta stop it right there. Because again, we don't want it to go no further. But hey, Dante's okay with Zodia pointing a finger in the face. And I would say that Zodia is like, she's really taking it like really personal. Like Dante owes her something. And you could just tell she's just so upset. She's so bothered by it that she feels like he owes her all of this, but she don't even really want to be bothered with it. So she pretty much walks off. But at this point, you can tell Zodia is just so upset. She's unraveling. She done took her heels off. She ain't trying to look cute no more, extra fly. And she just walking away. And she even, like, before she leaving, she throwing insults in her confessional and to Dante. She pretty much even clowned Dante, telling him something, he's trying to talk all smooth with me and nobody could barely hear what he say. And then before she left, she let Dante know. She was like, have fun with Aisha and her boring conversations or whatever. And, Dante took it like a champ. I mean, he didn't, let it, or it appeared that it bothered him. But what kind of came back? What kind of got bad is when Zodia came back. She was still heated. I guess she felt like she didn't get the closure, or she didn't end the conversation the way that she wanted to. So she like bends down, gets in Dante's face, got the finger wagging again, got the finger wagging again, and then proceeds to tap on his nose like that. I mean, like, I couldn't understand, I could not understand how Dante could even have a conversation and moving forward while somebody is in his face, tapping on his nose and wondering about the connection or what could have been. Like, at that point, I blame him, because you're not setting boundaries or respecting yourself. As they say, you teach people how to treat you. And I don't care what relationship you have. It could be man, woman, or child. If you don't have respect at the foundation of that relationship is very weak. It's nothing in my eyes. So, I mean, and this just goes to show, like, Zodia doesn't have respect for Dante at all, that she would do that to him. And I also call it, this is how I see it. Yes, people have like temperaments or the way they doing things, but it goes back to like our childhood. People kind of gauge who they can and what they can do to people. And she felt like Dante would accept that, and he did. And I really couldn't understand that. I could say that he held his composure, but that was his choice. I just don't think he respect himself by allowing her to do that. Cause it's like, is no way I could let anyone sit in my face, point their finger, and then push my nose. Man, come on, man. I'd have had to pull a Nino Brown on her. You better sit your $5 down before I make change. Ain't no way. There's no way. There's no way. Nobody should ever put up with that. Now, and as I said, just imagine, because this is the problem I had with last week and this week. It's a double standard. Now, if a man did that, he would get arrested. That's assault. That's assault in real life. That's assault. But we ain't got to go that big. We don't want to bring the police in here because so many bad things. Maybe we could work this out, but it's a double standard. Why is it okay for her to assault this man? It's all good, and we just move on. Like, people aren't outraged. Like, nobody should be treated like that. And Dante should be man enough and confident to demand more from anybody, but especially a woman he's or was pursuing. I just don't get it. I have no understanding for that. You can't control what somebody else does, but you can control about what you do, what you accept. And there's no way in hell I would accept that. I'm gonna move on because I'm getting upset. I'm getting I'm like Aisha. I'm reliving the moment. I can't take that. I don't deal with stuff like that well because I don't treat people like that, and I definitely don't expect anybody else to treat me like that. So we moving over to Walter and Sabrina, and they're having a date at Q, and it's like upscale Szechuan some kind of restaurant. It's in Bethesda. Bethesda, Maryland is like it's walking distance from Washington D.C. up in upper Northwest. And as I explained, like in my other videos, we have to go to those places like normally we don't live because the surrounding areas, whether it's in D.C., Maryland, or Virginia, where we live at primarily, they're food deserts. They don't have the high quality food. And that doesn't mean these are people who are living like in poverty. We talking people living in $1 million homes that you only can have, a Popeyes or a Shoppers Food Warehouse or something on a low scale. It's just that way. We don't demand or command that in our areas. And it's pretty prevalent. So we have to go out and search for quality food, quality services. And everything is different there. When I say everything is different, the policing's different. The street is a little bit cleaner. The air is a little more sweeter. It's just like that. It's an imbalance, but that's a whole nother subject. But anyway, looking at that food at Q, I have to get there. I have to get there. That's kind of the food I like. I like that hibachi, vegetable, rice, noodle kind of situation going on. On a little grill, whatever. I'm with it. I'm gonna beat it for sure. So anyway, I would say when Sabrina, she put, I guess, because also you have to cook your food at the table, whatever. So that makes it a kind of interesting date. We got Walter with his old man joke. She's like, I gotta steam it or put my meat in the water, and he's like, that's what she said. I mean, if I hear another "that's what she said" joke, I'm gonna bash my forehead into the TV screen. I can't take it. I can't take it. But hey, that works for some women. I don't know. Sabrina, no. Anyway, so out of nowhere, pretty much when Walter was, I can't say out of nowhere because it's kind of related, but it feels a little forced in a situation where Sabrina, Walter mentioned something about Sabrina like being a ballerina or whatever, how she looking. I guess maybe because of the costume and that necklace or whatever she got on. She's a super Power Ranger or whatever. Sabrina let Walter know again, like, well, because I was a dancer, AKA a stripper. And then Walter kind of goes back down memory lane, his confession, like, did I see her? And that was kind of funny, but really that's true. We, in this area, it's a very small area. Like, if you don't know a person, you probably know a person that know that person. I mean, like, you'd be surprised. You know people that you're related to that you even never met. DC, the DMV is a very small area and people know each other. And like I said, especially back in the day when there were like real communities, whatever section of DC you lived in a small radius, let's call it a 6 to 8 block radius, everybody knew everybody. Who lived in this place, who their mother was, what school they went, their brothers, their sisters. And that's kind of how it spread out. And it's kind of gotten away because a lot of us have moved out for whatever reasons. But yes, it's very common to say, do I know you? Or have I met you? Or I've seen you? It happens all the time. So pretty much Sabrina says like she sees Walter being intentional, but when he's away from her, he doesn't reach out at all. Like he's not showing that interest. And Walter pretty much said like, well, I want to give you your space to kind of choose what you don't want or whatever. That was his reason or excuse. And this is where I really see the maturity in Sabrina. Like you can tell this woman is a seasoned woman, like she's been through stuff or she's learned from her experiences. Because she pretty much says that she noticed that she gets the good energy from Walter, like when she's in her presence. But something is like kind of really telling her to hold up, don't put everything in one basket, because pretty much Walter is really not being that consistent. So she's hesitant. So that's why I can really see like Sabrina is using discernment and really trusting in her intuition. Because at the same time, to me, it looks like Walter's playing a game. You know, one minute he's over hollering at Moomin, real tough, like they get ready to link up. He trying to get with Zodia. Now he's locked in with Sabrina because pretty much he says that, you know, Moomin kind of sealed the deal. And Sabrina picked up that on as well. She's like, well, you know, now he's all about me. Now it seems like I'm the second choice without him ever saying that. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, out of all the women, Sabrina, she's got that radar on, and I can respect that because you have to learn from your experience. If not, the same things are going to keep happening over and over again. So this way I'm going to stop the video because we're going to do a part 2 because, of course, I got a lot to say what I say, and we're going to go to part 2. We're going to pick right up where it left off. All right.